Well, good evening, everybody. It's good to be here again with you. I was just inside looking at two scriptures, and you sort of cook fish, but when the grease is hot. And I had been studying and writing down some things, and it was almost sort of like that when I read these two verses. I've read them before. I understand what they mean, but then I'm thinking that maybe there might not be somebody out here. There might be someone that might not know. And so I wanted to bring these two scriptures. I'm in the book of Luke, chapter number 5, and I want to read 2 or 3 verses. Verse 30 is where we'll start at. Verse 30 of Luke chapter 5, it says this: But their scribes, well, let me back up to verse 29. And Levi made him a great feast in his own house, and there was a great company of publicans and of others that sat down with them. But their scribes and Pharisees murmured against the disciples, saying, Why do ye eat and drink with publicans and sinners? Now, verse number 31 is the one I want to hone in on. And Jesus answering said unto them, They that are whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance. I titled this, The Whole Lifestyle. We have a lot of people that have the lifestyle of just doing their own thing. A person that is whole can be somebody that would be considered to be a good person. I've got a gospel tract, and it says on the very beginning of that gospel tract, I'm a pretty good person. Well, I happen to know a lot of good people. I mean, the world is full of good, moral people. I believe that they're living the life of the whole. It says in this verse right here, They that are whole need not a physician. Well, I think that most people understand what Jesus is actually saying here. You can be a person that is a good person, and you can be lost and without the Lord. You can have the best security far as funds in the bank, life in general. You can have your security down pat. You can have the best job. You could have worked for a job for 30 years. You can go and be faithful. You can climb the ladder of success. You can even draw a handsome retirement. You can work for 35 years and draw just a great amount of potential and a great amount of money. I mean, money is what drives a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying that about everybody, but money does have its place of the person that's living the life of the whole. You know, our health. We might feel like we're in great shape. We're in good shape when it comes to our health and we don't have no issue. But I have seen so many people that their health has let them down. Their home life is very good. They got a great home life. You couldn't ask for a nicer home. You can even have an exceptional family. I know of a lot of people that has simply a wonderful family. But you know what? People can even mix religion into all that I just called out. There's a lot of people that are religious. They was raised in their custom. They was raised in their intellect. People can even say that I'm a good person. There's a lot of people that can say that they're wonderful and good. There's a lot of people in the Bible that was good people. Everything good? Or is it? No, I don't really think that everything is good, maybe like we think. Many people, I think, believe that they can have blessings without Jesus. And you know, you can have your life and you can have all of these things that I just called out. You can have security without Jesus. You can have jobs without Jesus. You can even get your retirement without Jesus. You can have all your money without Jesus. You can have your health. You can even have a home. You can even have your wonderful family. You can even have your religion. But you know what? If you don't have Jesus, you can have the blessings of Jesus, but the blessings of Jesus won't be real to you because there's a certain process in how you get blessings. Now, a lot of people will go and say, you know, they're sincere and they can say that they have blessings of the Lord, but why do you think there is so many people incontented? There's a lot of people that are incontent. They have no clue of tomorrow. Oh yeah, they got their life and they got their retirement and they got their money and they got their home. But you know what? If you don't have Jesus, you're living a life of blessings that is without Jesus. And it might not be blessings. It might just be God's mercy and grace that He's allowed you to have money, homes, and jobs and everything else. And there's so many people that are incontent. Think of the people that are unsure. You know, I happen to know a lot of people that very well could be unsure, but they would never let on to it. They keep in their wall of their pride-filled life up like a curtain. I'm sitting in this little room tonight and it's dark out here. And I've got curtains up and the light is shining down on the curtain, but you know, the curtains are pulled. I can't see nothing outside right now because the curtains are drawn. People are content in keeping the curtains of their pride-filled life away from other people. They don't want to get in nobody else's business. They don't want nobody getting in their business. And therefore, people tend to shut out people that are concerned about people that might not know if they know Jesus or not. Think of people that are unwilling to hear. They just put up a shield like this curtain right now. They just put up a shield. They think that if they don't hear anything, then, there won't be no judgment passed on them because they didn't hear. And the reason that they don't hear is because they're unwilling to ask. They don't think nothing's wrong. There's a lot of people that go on through life, and as long as they're able to cash their checks and drive their vehicle and have their health and have their fun, that everything is great. And all the time, things are not great. If a person doesn't hear the message of Christ, they will never ask questions about Christ because they never took time to listen to the message of Christ. But there's going to come a day that either one or two is going to happen, but one of them is going to happen. The first one is that Jesus could return in the clouds of glory. And we call that the rapture. I love talking about the subject of the rapture. But in the event that the rapture does not happen, there's another thing that is going to catch every one of us. And that word is death. Death is going to catch you and I suddenly. And we're going to think, well, we've got everything in order. We got all our life insurances. We got all our monies and our funds and our retirements and our health benefits and plenty of money in the bank to buy our groceries and buy our food and pay all of our bills. And we're just okay because we've got good life insurance and we've made preparation for a little bit of the future. But one or two is going to happen, and that's either going to be death or the rapture is going to take the church home. People that are without Jesus is going to hell. I'm not going to back up from that saying. People that are without Jesus, people that are, let me say it another way. People that are without salvation is going to hell. I don't know of a easier way to say it other than just being truthful and being factual. A person that does not have salvation is going to hell. If Jesus was to come back tonight and people hear this message and they just pan it off and big deal. No, it will be a big deal on that day. If the rapture was to happen tonight, it will be a big deal. God will not count your goodness. He will not count your bank account. He will not check out your retirement or whether you was a good person or not. He won't care about any of that. He won't care your job. He won't care what kind of retirement you got, what kind of money you got in the bank, how good of a person you are. He don't care about that. The only thing that Jesus cares about is if you have his salvation. His salvation is all that matters. The great physician brings salvation. That's what this verse here was saying. This verse here was saying this. Listen. And Jesus answering said unto them, they that are whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. True salvation brings life eternal. And you notice what I said. True salvation brings life eternal. Religion don't bring you life eternal. It brings you incontentment. Religion brings you unsureties. It gives you a pride-filled life. You might go and say, well, Brother Kenny, you don't know what you're talking about. No, I do know what I'm talking about. Jesus said in John 14, I am the way. What does that mean? I am means that there's only one way to go to heaven. And you go to heaven by having salvation that only the great physician can give. True salvation brings life eternal. True salvation. Not religion salvation. If you think you're going to end up earning to go to heaven because of your background or your religious background, and your religion doesn't show you salvation, you're not going. I hate to bust your bubble, but you're not going. You're going to leave all your retirement behind. You're going to leave your family behind. You're going to leave your home behind. You're going to leave all of your security behind. You're going to leave all that good person behind. Because let me tell you something. There are good people in hell today. They are good people in hell today. Let me ask you just one question. I only got one. Just one question. Will you admit that you need Dr. Jesus? Dr. Jesus is in the house. Dr. Jesus is the great physician. It says in this verse below that I read, I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. And the problem is, a lot of people don't feel like that they sin. They don't feel like they're doing anything wrong, that they're sinning. And so therefore, they sit on their pride. They enjoy their lifestyle that they have. They enjoy their family. They enjoy their friends. They enjoy their money and their retirement and their job. They enjoy the good life. But the good life gets over. And what happens then? I want you to know something today. The great physician is the only one that gives true salvation. And true salvation is the only way that you get to heaven. If you think that your religion is going to get you there, you are going to find out different. I say this, and I've said it many times. Are you gambling your soul? Ask yourself another question. What if you was wrong? What if you was wrong and you thought that you had everything figured out and you found out that you was wrong? Is it worth your soul? Is it worth your soul? Something to think about. If I can help you, I'll be glad to help. Just get a hold of me anytime. I'll be more than glad. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. That's great advice for the person that thinks their religion is going to get them into heaven. It won't do it. I thank y'all for listening. If you happen to know of people that are lost, people that are religious only, share the video with them. Do your part to share the video. To them that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. Thank you for watching.